looking at, Herc?
I'm trying to find a wolf and a lion.
A wolf and a lion? Are we playing riddles tonight?
Can you figure it out?
Let's see. Looks like you are aimed towards the constellation Leo. Aha! Leo the lion!
Yep. How about the wolf?
A wolf and a lion? What's a wolf in Leo? Oh, I got it! The star! Wolf 359!
You win the prize. Take a look. It's pretty faint, but you can make it out. Wolf 359 is the third closest star to our sun, but it is extremely faint as it is a red dwarf. Leo also has 5 Messier objects to find in it. We are going to have some good viewing tonight. Let's Explore Astronomy is sponsored in part by
Distinctly Yukon. The Westmark Whitehorse Hotel and Conference Center is the Yukon's premier lodging facility. Make your reservations today at westmarkhotels.com. Westmark Hotels, with 9 unique locations throughout Alaska and the Yukon.
This month, we take a look at the constellation Leo. Leo is part of the zodiac. Leo is in the northern hemisphere, but is near the ecliptic, so it is visible from the North Pole all the way to about 65 degrees south. The big bright star in Leo is Regulus, with a magnitude of 1.35.
The ancient Greeks named the constellation Leo after the lion that Hercules had to kill for part of his 12 labors. But the constellation actually goes back around 4000 BC. The Mesopotamians, the Persians, the Babylonians, and the Sumerians, and the Turks all had names for the constellation in their own stories. The Babylonians called it the Great Lion and said that Regulus was the heart of the beast. In the ancient Greek story, the lion was terrorizing the town of Numidia and was killing the local people there. It was a bad kitty. Arrows could not pierce the skin of the lion, so the people were helpless. Then Hercules came to save the day. He trapped the lion in a cave and fought the beast to the death, killing it by choking it to death. Hercules then took the skin of the lion and made a cloak so he could wear it for protection, since the arrows could not pierce it.
Leo is a great place to explore with your scope. The bright star you can't miss when looking into the sky at Leo is Regulus. Regulus is not just one star, but a 4-star system. It is actually 2 pairs of stars. The main star is Regulus A, which appears to have a white dwarf orbiting it. The other 2 stars in the system are Regulus B and Regulus C. Regulus also spins so fast that it is not circular in shape, but elongated. If you have a large enough scope, you can try and find Wolf 359. It is a red dwarf. It is only less than 8 light years from Earth, but it is one of the lowest mass stars known. So even though it is really close to us, it is also really faint. It only emits 0.1% of our sun's energy and has only 8% of the mass of our sun. Leo contains 5 Messier objects to explore. M65 is a spiral galaxy. It appears the stars in M65 are very old, and there is not much star formation going on in the galaxy anymore. But the galaxy is big and bright and appears running in a north-south direction as seen from Earth. It has a magnitude of 10.25 and is about 35 million light-years from us. M66 is also a spiral galaxy found in Leo. It has a magnitude of 8.9. M66 appears a bit distorted, and it is believed it has gravitational interactions with M65. M95 is a barred spiral galaxy with a magnitude of 11.4. M95 has a very bright central core that is almost 2,000 light-years across. This is an area of intense star formation. In March 2012, a supernova was detected in M95. M96 is yet another spiral galaxy in Leo. It has a magnitude of 10. It is the largest of the galaxies in Leo, spanning 100,000 light-years across. At the center, it is believed there is a supermassive black hole. M105 is an elliptical galaxy. Its magnitude is 10.2, and also has a supermassive black hole at its center. Once you find those 5 Messier objects, your exploration of Leo has really just begun. Consult your star map and go hunting for 10 more galaxies that have magnitudes of less than 12. Happy hunting! Now, let's move to the southern hemisphere. Just south of Leo, you will find the largest constellation in the night sky, the water snake Hydra. It spans 102.5 degrees of the sky. Hydra lays just south of the ecliptic and can be seen from about 54 degrees north all the way to near the South Pole.
Like Leo, Hydra was another creature that Hercules had to kill for part of his 12 labors. Hydra was a terrible water snake with 9 heads. One of the heads was immortal. Hercules went to battle against the Hydra, but every time he chopped off one of the Hydra's heads, 2 heads grew back in its place. So Hercules got his friend Iolaus to help. Every time Hercules chopped off a head, Iolaus would burn the stump so another head could not grow back. Soon they were down to the immortal head. Hercules chopped that off too. Since it was immortal, they had to burn it under a rock. In the night sky, you will see the constellation Hydra only has 1 head. That is the immortal head that will not die. Others Hercules chopped off. If you remember the story of Cancer I told you last month, you will note that this is the same story where Hera sent the crab to distract Hercules in his fight with Hydra. But Hercules stomped on the crab. The Greek story only has one of many of this constellation. The Babylonians said it was the dragon. The Chinese said it was a willow.
Hydra contains several deep space objects to explore. M48 is an open cluster. It has a magnitude of 5.5 and can be made out with binoculars. M68 is a globular cluster. It has a magnitude of 9.67. M83 is the southern pinwheel galaxy. It is a barred spiral galaxy of magnitude 7.5. It is big and bright and can be seen with binoculars. It resembles M101, the pinwheel galaxy, and thus got the name Southern Pinwheel Galaxy. In the past century, there have been 6 observed supernovae in M83. M83 is seen face on and is really spectacular to view in your telescope. NGC 3242 is often called the Ghost of Jupiter. It is a planetary nebula. It has a magnitude of 8.6 and is easily visible in a scope. NGC 3621 is a spiral galaxy that is also easy to find in your scope. One prominent attribute of the galaxy is that unlike most other spiral galaxies, there is no central bulge. It is a completely flat disk. Not only that, but at the center of the galaxy are 3 black holes.
Now let's take a look at what planets we can see this month.
Mercury will be visible in the morning the first couple of weeks of the month. Then will no longer be visible the rest of the month.
Venus is in the morning sky in Aquarius. On April 12th, Venus passes less than 1 degree north of Neptune.
Mars can be seen all night in Virgo. On April 8th, it reaches opposition with the Sun, directly opposite the Sun from Earth. You'll get a great view of Mars overhead at midnight that night. It will be the brightest Mars appears from Earth all year.
Jupiter is in Gemini, invisible before midnight.
Saturn is in Libra, invisible from just before midnight till sunrise.
Uranus is not visible this month. Sorry.
Neptune is visible in the morning in Aquarius. On April 12th, it will be 1 degree south of Venus.
Full moon is April 15th and new moon is April 29th. But on the full moon this month, we will have a surprise for you. Can you guess what it is? What will happen on the night of the 14th or the morning of the 15th, depending on your time zone? Have you figured it out? Here's a hint. It involves the moon. I'll tell you in a minute.
In addition to Velocity's big surprise that she is just bursting to tell you about, go out and find some really cool deep space objects in 2 of the night sky's beasts, Leo and Hydra. April is also the best month to view Mars as it reaches opposition on the 8th.
But the big show is on the night of April 14th, a lunar eclipse. If you live in North or South America, you will see a lunar eclipse that night. The Earth will move between the sun and the moon, blocking all the sunlight from shining on the moon. At that time, the moon will turn a deep red color. That will be cool.
On the night of April 14th, or the very early morning hours of the 15th, depending on where you live, the eclipse will begin. At just after 0700 Universal Time, the moon will turn red as it reaches total eclipse. This is midnight on the west coast of the United States, which is 3 o'clock a.m. on the east coast of the United States. Greatest totality occurs about 40 minutes later, and the total eclipse will end 40 minutes after that. You can see a partial eclipse and watch the Earth's shadow move across the moon for about an hour before and after those times. And why does the moon turn red? It is because the red portion of the visible light spectrum is bent when it passes through the Earth's atmosphere, and then bent again leaving the atmosphere. Because of this bending, the red light of the spectrum bends around the Earth and falls onto the moon.
Remember the night of April 14th. Mark your calendars. Don't miss it.
Until next time, happy stargazing! Check out our other episodes in the Let's Explore Astronomy series at www.tedcookproductions.com/LEA.
You will find all kinds of cool astronomy topics there.
Hey, give a shout out to our sponsors, without whom we would not be here. Visit their websites and partake of their services and products. A big thank you to the Yukon Department of Tourism and Culture and Westmark Hotels, Westmark Whitehorse.